Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are doing the first piece of horror content on this channel. Today, as you guys can tell from the title, we are doing a ranking of the Final Destination movies. This being because the sixth movie is coming out tomorrow. I'm recording this Thursday afternoon. First off, in these rankings, I want to start out with the Premonition sequence. If you guys aren't familiar with the Final Destination movies, each of them starts out with a premonition that our main character sees and then prevents, and then death has kind of a silly way of working in these movies where it comes back and gets each of the characters one by one that survived. Now, to start off with my least favorite, so last in my rankings, for the Premonition sequence, I have Final Destination 3. Now, this is the one with the roller coaster. And follows a group of high school kids. Somehow the boyfriend and girlfriend split up. And the girlfriend sees, before she has a premonition, or when she has the premonition, she sees everything go down. And then after it, she tries to get off, but her boyfriend stays on and he ends up getting killed in the crash. But I don't know, it just wasn't as good. There was just a lot of people falling off the roller coaster. It wasn't like individualized ones like you'll see in more of the rankings. Coming in at number 4, this is the Final Destination 2009. I think it was just a lot of CG, a lot of CGI. The tires flying down into the stands wasn't that good. I mean, the only really funny part, in my eyes, these movies are dark comedy, was when the tire flew out of the stadium and hit the racist dude's wife in the head. That was pretty funny to me. But other than that, it was just a lot of CGI. Too much CGI for me. Coming in at number 3, the one that started it all, Final Destination in 2000, the first one. Now, this one, if you didn't know what Final Destination was going into the first one, you will always remember this premonition sequence because people are flying out of the plane catches on fire. We see our main character catch on fire for like 5 seconds, and we're like, wait, what was that? Like, is the movie done? But then it was a premonition. He gets off the plane, saves a couple people, and explodes. There just wasn't as many individual characters going through peril like there is in my top 2. Coming in at number 2, I have Final Destination 5. Now, this is the one with the bridge collapse. There was a lot of fun sequences in this one for sure. The Tom Cruise looking dude getting hit with all the like pointy things or whatever, all the little stakes. That one was crazy. Our guy David Koechner getting burned with I think it was like gravel or concrete. That was crazy. Yeah, it had some great ones for sure. But the number 1 ranking for Premonition sequence, Final Destination 2. The highway sequence is the defining moment of the Final Destination series. It has it's all practical, which is crazy, but it has semis on fire. It has a motorcycle going crazy. It has logs falling off and slamming into a cop car. It has everything you would want in an action sequence, and that's why it takes the cake for Premonition sequence. Next up, overall characters. Coming in last place, the characters of Final Destination 4 are it's really brutal. Just overall really I mean, spoilers, that's not going to be one of my favorite movies in the final rankings for sure. But that's coming in last. Coming in at in the 4th spot, Final Destination 3. This one's okay. I think they just it's kind of a copy and paste of the first movie, just high school kids sad that their friends died. There's just not a lot going on. Frankie Cheeks is one of the highlights. He's just so one note. It's crazy. But coming in at number 3, Final Destination 5. I like PJ Soul's character because he was just so sleazy, but just not a lot. Kind of bland. Like, I didn't really care for the main romance of the story, the main couple's arc. I didn't really care too much about it. Coming in at number 2, the Final Destination, the first one. I don't know, just I've always been a Devon Sawa fan. Shout out to Idle Hands, that movie's crazy. But you know, you got the big 3 at the end: Clear, Alex, and Carter, and you all kind of like him at the end. I mean, Carter is kind of a douche, but you don't really hate anybody, and you're kind of rooting for Alex and Clear to get together a little bit, but it can't beat Final Destination 2 though. That comes in winning another category. I just love the diverse characters that there is. There's the pregnant lady, there's the cop who's helping a teenage girl the whole movie, AJ Cook. And then you got like her annoying friends, which thankfully died right away. But yeah, just a big group of people. Eugene, you got Rory. Just a whole different cast, which I liked. I liked the getting away from the high school element of the first one and doing something different. I think Final Destination 2 is one of the worthy sequels that actually surpasses the original. The third category, overall story. Just overall, how was the writing? In last place, you could have guessed it, Final Destination 4. Just didn't really care about it. That's all I really can say. Final Destination 3, like I said, kind of a copy and paste. The overall story rankings are the exact same as my character rankings, just because I think those goes hand in hand so well. So that would mean that my third place ranking, Final Destination 5, Final Destination 1 as my second, and in first place, Final Destination 2. You're starting to sense a little bit of a pattern. Now here is where Final Destination gets its glory. The kills. Now, each of these movies, I feel like has a signature kill or moment. Now, coming in at last place, could have guessed it, Final Destination 4. Now, the CGI I just feel like really hurt this movie. That was in 2009 when CGI was getting really crazy, when 3D was really booming, so it just all was really weird time. Now, Final Destination 4 was the movie that I watched first. It was a half day. I was home from school, and I was just scrolling through the channels, and I saw like a thriller pop on, and I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. Didn't know the name of it. Back when you couldn't check what was on TV, you were just watching TV and you didn't really know. So it was a really crazy movie, and it was intense. And it was at this point where I thought every story had to have a happy ending. And when the cafe scene happens at the end of the movie, when they all get hit by the truck, that was like crazy to me. And I never forgot that. And then later on I watched all the movies, and I'd say among the horror franchises, it's not in the top tier of franchises. Let me know if you guys want a tier ranking of horror franchises. I could definitely do that. It's not in like the Scream or, the Halloween or the Friday the 13th. It doesn't have as many entries, but I think it is relatively higher quality than some of them. I'd definitely say it's like second tier for sure. It's not like one of the great franchises. I'd say it's up there with Halloween, Friday the 13th. Not as good as Scream. Alien's a strong franchise. Obviously, Nightmare on Elm Street has its flaws, but The Purge is one of my favorite series. Saw is definitely one of the best in terms of storyline. But anyways, Final Destination 4 has that kill of the douchebag character in the bottom of the pool getting like sucked into the drain. That one freaked me out. That one was crazy. That one still gets me. Moving on, Final Destination 1 comes in at 4th on my rankings in terms of kills. Obviously the Billy Hitchcock one, the half decapitation is crazy. But it just wasn't it wasn't as like it didn't have that gore factor quite yet, just because it was more of like a X-Files type episode. It was more like mystery, more FBI focused. But it did have that Billy Hitchcock one. The girlfriend getting hit by a bus was also crazy. It did have some shock factor for sure. Not quite as good as my third ranked movie, Final Destination 5. Now this has the epic bridge collapse, as I mentioned. Obviously, those didn't happen, but the people that did end up getting killed was crazy. The one guy with the hook in his head was crazy. Obviously, it has the gymnastics kill, which is one of the craziest of the series. It does get docked a little bit, though, because there is the FBI agent that gets shot. Nobody should get shot in a Final Destination movie. I'm sorry. Like, we're here to see crazy kills in weird ways, not get shot. Like, that's just crazy. But it did have some iconic pieces. Now, Final Destination 3 has one of the scariest kills, but also darkly comedic, in the tanning bed, where Ashley and Ashlyn get trapped in the tanning bed and it catches fire. Now, I mean, death did have some play into this, but I think they were just, they didn't listen to the rules. They brought in a big Slurpee or whatever into the tanning bed. That's kind of their fault. This also has Frankie Cheeks getting hit with the engine, which is crazy. And then it also has probably one of the funniest kills in Texas Battle's character slamming the plates and then hitting him in the head is crazy. But nothing can top number 2. Final Destination 2. The best kills in the franchise, hands down. It has the best kill in the whole series, which is Tim getting crushed by the glass falling. That is just epic. It also has Rory getting sliced up by the flying piece of fencing. That one's crazy. It also has the lottery winner falling out of his fire escape and getting hit in the face by a falling ladder. That's also wild. So it also has a chick's head getting decapitated in the elevator. So there's a lot going on there. And so, last but not least, for my final rankings, coming in last, my least favorite, The Final Destination, 2009, the 4th one. I don't know why they called it. That's another reason why it's stupid. It wasn't the final one. Final Destination 3 comes in 4th. Just, it's a good entry. I think 1, 2, 3, and 5 are solid movies. It was just not as compelling as the other ones. Coming in at number 3, the original Final Destination. It's good. I just think the other ones are better. It didn't quite know what it was, but it planted the seeds for greater installments. I really liked Final Destination 5. That comes in at number 2. I like it. I think having it be a surprise prequel was pretty crazy, but I thought that was pretty interesting, a pretty cool way of doing a 5th movie in a franchise, having it be a surprise prequel. And coming in as the best Final Destination movie for me, Final Destination 2. I think it's when it has the best premonition scene, has the best kills. It's a sequel, and it has Clea Rivers' character, but it's able to have its own, set itself apart from the first one. It just is Final Destination at its peak, I feel like. And yeah, those are my final rankings. I'm very excited for the 6th movie. I've heard great things. It'll end the curse of having Bloodlines in your title. Hopefully it does numbers at the box office. We'll see. Obviously, we've seen the box office has been crazy in 2025. We saw Sinners go on a phenomenal run. Still haven't seen that yet. I do want to at some point. We saw a Minecraft movie have a moment. A lot of great things to come. A lot of good movies. I'm excited to start some horror content on this channel. Subscribe, like, and share, and we will be back with more content coming shortly.